So I gave an assignment this week on doing cars, and I only see a few of you doing cars. And one of the reasons why I kind of put things up like draw cars, draw people, draw whatever, is so that when you go out and urban sketch with us, you've had a chance to do some practicing. And when you're faced with it, you have it in your mind on kind of how to put a car together or how to do something like that. So if you can, do those assignments and post those assignments, because the more you post and you see how good you're doing, it's amazing how much you improve. I can't believe how much I've improved. So please, everyone, when you see an assignment, try to do it, because there's a method to our madness. Anyways, we have an event coming up for the zoo, May 22nd and 23rd. And I have a few of you signed up, and is anybody there that hasn't signed up that would like to be put on the list? I have 9 people on Saturday, and I have 6 people on Sunday. And how we're gonna work this is, Chris, will you lead the group on Saturday?
Yes, I'm trying to unmute. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. It'd be a lot of fun. We'll do a series of exercises. Some of the things you've explained in your Facebook post, some quick sketch techniques. We'll grab an area and look at some details and sketch them quickly, and continue to walk through the grounds and do some quick sketches, and then ultimately end probably at a place we can take a little bit of time, take everything we've learned and put a nice couple of sketches together.
Sounds good. And then I thought in the afternoon, after lunch, you can go out on your own and sketch, do a longer sketch if you want, take a bigger piece of paper and maybe get something bigger or more interesting.
Perfect.
After you've had time to practice, then you can get out there and apply it.
Perfect.
Does that sound good to everybody? Now, Barbara,
Yes.
I have you on Saturday. Thank you for joining us. Catherine, what day was it you wanted to do it? On Saturday? Catherine? You unmute yourself. Okay.
Yes.
Saturday?
Saturday.
Okay. Jeanette, what day did you want to go? You said you wanted to do it. Do you want to do both days?
I had to unmute myself. Saturday sounds good. I might even try to do Sunday too, and Dale Burton's on too, and I think she wanted to do it.
Okay,
I don't know
Dale,
if you got her name.
want to do it?
Yeah, we come together.
Yeah. We're trying
for.
we're trying for both days if possible.
Oh, that would be great.
If that's, yeah.
I'm gonna put it on. So that means that we have 8 on Sunday and 11 on Saturday. That's
good.
really good. That's really good. I'm going to hand in the list at the end of the month. So if you know anybody else in our group, Laura, what about you? Aren't you going to do it?
I am. Yeah, I was just going to jump in there. I can do either one of the days. So, if you want me to do Sunday because you have less people on Sunday, that's great.
Okay.
I thought I'd just be flexible, whichever day you really needed somebody more.
Okay, that would be good.
So Sunday would be great. And if I can do anything more, I'll let you know, but for sure one of the days, so we'll make it Sunday.
Okay. And Lori, are you going to do one or the other with us, or are you going to stay with your group? You have to unmute.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Oh,
Yep.
There. Okay. I'm in a difficult spot because in a lot of ways I would prefer just being with the Jacksonville sketchers, but I have no choice. I have to go with First Coast.
Sure.
But I would like to actually, when you start on Saturday, if I knew the location, I would start with sketching right there, and I would start with you guys on the sketch and crawl, or, you know, however you want to work it. I officially have to go underneath First Coast. I mean, I have no choice. You
We're
know?
probably gonna meet at 9:45 at the front of the zoo, you know, before you even go in. And then all go in together and then, you know, find a place and start sketching. So I'm not sure where Chris is gonna start us, because he's gonna start walking in and go, oh, this is a good spot. We don't know what he's gonna pick.
We're gonna be at the Jacksonville Zoo between 7:30 to 9. We're gonna be there prior to them opening up. And we're gonna be able to, you know, if I want to warm up or draw or sketch or whatever I feel like doing, I can do that at 7:30 to 9 o'clock. By the time you guys get there, at least I'll be well warmed up, you know, because it takes a few minutes to warm up. I mean, you just can't just go into it ice cold.
Right.
You know, so, you know, even if I get an hour's worth of drawing in, it's an hour to the good. But I wouldn't, like I said, I'm in a difficult spot. I have to go underneath First Coast, but very passionate about drawing.
All right. Well, that's
Okay,
good. I've got you then for Saturday, and just know that we're gonna meet at 9:45. I'm gonna email all of you.
just
with
let
the
us know
agenda.
where. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I'll meet up with you wherever you go. Okay.
yeah.
And all right, just let me know where. And I'm gonna kind of do both, actually. You
Okay.
know, I have to kind of
You'll already have your what? Ticket
our
to get
pass.
in,
Yeah.
your pass. So I'm gonna have to get the passes and hand them out. You know, I'm gonna
Mhm.
be there both days and hand out the passes. So,
I'll be there both days too,
yeah,
you know, and I might just have the woman at the front or something handing them out, you know.
they wouldn't before.
What?
They've never done it before.
Okay, well then, you know,
Yeah.
I'll be there early in the morning handing out the passes, you know, so.
All right, well, good.
Lori,
Yeah,
that's where
Yes.
first the plein air painters are gonna meet at the gate at 7:30 or 7.
well, somewhere between 7:30 and 9 o'clock will be right, you know, right there at the gate, you know, and I'll be handing out the passes for everybody.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, well, good. We were also talking about doing a sketch crawl down at the landing. And I was wondering what date anybody wants to do that. I'm trying
Is
to
there a
remember.
landing?
Well, where the landing was.
I already did
What's there
drawings at the
now?
landing. I already did drawings at the landing one that day that First Coast had it. I was the only one that showed up. It was raining, you know, but I'm sitting there drawing in the rain. You know? And so,
So is anybody else interested in doing that? We can do it on a Saturday.
Yeah, the fun part of it, Lisa, is we could, and Lori, I was there with you too. I came there a little later, but yeah, I sat in the middle of the space and did some sketching in the drizzle. But you know, there's so many different areas we can at least start there. There's some great panoramic views under the bridge, across the river, down Laura Street. We can walk up and down and do some. So we can meet there, start there, do a couple of quick things, and then just walk on along the river's edge down towards Times Union. You know, there's some neat little things we can sketch there. So there's a lot of diversity, which is good. So it wouldn't be the same thing, Lori. I know we set up at First Coast. I brought my sketchbook, but I think I saw Doug Johnson there as well. And instead of setting up for like an hour and a half, we're going to be moving fairly quickly through the spaces. It'd be fun. Any Saturday that maybe that people feel good about.
yeah.
Happy to take part.
Did you consider Celestial Farms?
We haven't talked about that because we were trying to do urban, we haven't been able to do very many like city scenes and those kind of things. So we're gonna see if we can do a few of those before we do some farm things.
Okay, well, Yeah, I mean, it's up to you, because on June 12th, see, it's a little tricky with Celestial now because of the COVID. But we're having art in the farms that day, and you can just do the urban sketchers that day. That would actually be ideal for you guys, you know, to pass that up. And that's on June 12th. I'm pretty sure, which is a second Saturday. I don't think it's the 11th, you know. You might want to take it under consideration at least, because I mean, either that or else you have to make a special appointment. And this way would be open up a door to you guys where you wouldn't have to make any appointment. And then you can do what you want for the day, you know, and whenever.
Well, I contacted them about a month ago and I asked them, I told them about our group and I asked them when we could come. And she says, it doesn't matter, come anytime. So I don't understand about the appointment. Is that something they changed?
Well, what it is that they try to not have too many people at the farm at one time. And because sometimes like on Saturdays and Fridays, the Saturdays are their busiest days. And the reason why is because of the coronavirus still. I mean, not everybody's vaccinated. So she told me just to, you know, like if they have groups come in, they tend to, you know, spread everybody a little bit further apart. That's what she told me.
I
Unless
think
plans
because
change.
we are a movable group. You know, I explained to her what we do and we're a movable group. She said we could come anytime.
Yeah,
So,
she's pretty flexible, you
Yeah.
know.
yeah,
So, you know, I think her biggest concern was the, you know, the virus, you know. But other than that, it's up to you guys, you know.
okay,
Okay,
thanks. We'll talk about it.
okay.
All right. Does anyone want to learn about perspective tonight?
Yes. Oh my,
Do I need to get my T-square?
No,
are you
no, because
playing?
when you do perspective with urban sketching, it doesn't involve a ruler or a T-square or anything like that. Before I do that, I wanted to, everybody who urban sketches uses different equipment. And I thought I would show what equipment that I use. And that way, if you see something you like, you might try it too. I'm a big fan, like Jamie is, of the micro pens. And I also found this one, which is a pretty cool pen. It's, I don't know if you can see it. I can't do it. Anyways, it's another one. It's another micro pen. It seems to last longer than the other micro pens. And I've been doing a lot of James Richards classes. And so I have a, what is this one called? It's a, I can't think of the name of it and it doesn't say it on it. It's a bamboo fugue pen, you know.
A
It's
sa-
like
a
Good
sailor,
sailor.
fuda
Yeah.
point.
yes, and it's
Fuda,
called
which is,
bamboo.
yeah, it's Japanese for brush, but it's a
Right.
hard tip. It's an awesome
Right.
pen.
And this tip is on a 55-degree angle. And I've been having some fun with it. I'm still not convinced. It's a little harder to use than the micro pens for me, but I like that it gives you like different thickness of line and whatever. I suppose I should show you that, right? It gives you little different thickness of line. It's pretty cool. Where's mine?
What was the name of that?
It's Sailor, and it's a fugue pen. I can't see this. So it gives an interesting, see how you can, so if you're doing a tree or something like that, you can really do some cool things with it. See, so it's just a matter of getting used to it, and you can get some really thin lines with it too. It's pretty good. I like the angle of it. I've used some that were 45 and I didn't like them, but I really like the angle of that one. So another thing I use are these flare pens, and you probably saw, let me see, I have it here. No, it's probably in my other book. Anyways, remember I did that cabbage? Oh, I can't do it on this. I have to, this is not watercolor paper. Let me grab a piece of watercolor. Okay, this is a piece of watercolor paper. So with this, okay, I was drawing like a cabbage leaf with it. And the color is kind of interesting with a cabbage leaf. So I did this and take a water and it's kind of cool. Can you see?
Yeah.
Start now.
Oh,
I'm sorry if that blocked out. So it kind of all goes together. And if you want a little bit more of this color, you know, just add a little bit more of that color. But it's nice when you don't have to carry watercolors with you and you can just carry these flare pens, these cheap flare pens. They come in all kinds of colors. See, I've got pink there, purple. I've got a bunch of colors, browns, yellows. It's got all kinds of colors. But I thought I would show you that because I think they're pretty cool. They work pretty good.
buy them any special place?
What?
Do you buy them in any special place? Do you have to go to Ready Arts or?
No, actually, I got them at Office Depot.
Office Depot, okay,
Or Office
thanks.
Max. Which is it? Is it Office Depot or?
Is it Flair, like Flair?
Yeah, it's, remember these old fat flare pens? Oh, let's see if I got a black one. I don't have a black one that'll show you, yeah.
Do you or anybody ever use?
Papermate. Papermate flare pen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember those?
Oh, Papermate.
Yeah. But those are really kind of cool. Chris uses them all the time. But that's where I got it from Chris. And
Well, look, Chris uses them.
Chris uses them. Yes, he does. He turned me on to those. And then for my watercolors, I use one of these cute little watercolor metal tins that you can change out the colors. And since I started doing the James Richards classes, I've changed my colors and I like these much better. I use ultramarine blue. What is this color? Dang it, dang it, dang it. Indigo blue. This is cobalt. Teal blue. Cerulean blue. So I have a lot of blues. But you can mix them with the yellows and get a bunch of different greens. So that's good. And then I have Meridian red. You can use Scarlet Lake if you don't have that. Alizarin crimson. I use the burnt umber here across from the
Ultramarine.
ultramarine so that you can make your blacks and your grays and all that. And then that Naples yellow is perfect to do like sand or concrete or anything like that. It works really good. And then if you want something really a little bit brighter, cadmium yellow deep is a really great yellow. It mixes good. Then sap green, olive green, and then perylene green. It's a really dark green and it's absolutely fabulous color. But anyways, that's mine. And
Do you ever use watercolor pencils?
what?
Do you ever use watercolor pencils?
I've tried them and I have a really nice set and I can't get them to do what I want them to. Do you?
I've used them, yeah, up in the mountains, and I liked them, yeah, especially for detail stuff, you know.
Well, I always carry this bottle. Everyone has a different bottle they carry. This one doesn't leak or anything, so that's my water bottle. And I usually carry these. I really like these. I don't carry a separate reservoir for water. And let me get a piece of watercolor paper. So for these, I just, you know, I'll grab. The cool thing about these is that you can squeeze this and the water comes out and then it gets lighter and lighter. So these are really wonderful to use. I like them, that you get a really great point with them. You know, you can do a lot of things. I thought I would really like to get a flat one. So I went and I got this bunch because it has 2 flat ones in it. Don't buy this. It's the crappiest stuff ever. Okay, I'm going to warn you right now. It's chromatic. I'm throwing them out. They're crap. They were cheap too, but other than that. But these are really good. I don't know what kind they are, but you can see they've got the little reservoir in them, easy to fill up. They really put the water out, and it makes it easy to use. Okay, other than that, let's talk about any questions.
Hey, Lisa, I do like your palette. I do like the little metal palette because it's
Yeah.
portable, and, you know, certainly in urban sketching, that's really important to just travel light. And that's a nice one because you have enough mixing, some quick colors of your choice, and you can keep in your pocket, and so that's a nice choice there.
Yeah, thank you.
Lisa, do you know where you got that?
I ordered it online somewhere. I don't know, but you have to really look. I think I might have even gotten this on eBay. So.
Is there a
look.
brand? Is there a brand at all? You know?
Mute. Cotman. They're
I've had it so
Cotman.
long, it's worn off.
Cotman, yeah.
Yeah, can you
Cotman.
hear me? Winsor Newton Cotman they are. I
Yeah.
burned through mine about 10 times over. I love them. They're fantastic. They really are.
Well, this one was not a Winsor Newton. I don't know what kind it was, but I know it wasn't Winsor Newton.
Yeah,
But-
I use the Winsor Newton. It's the same. It looks exactly identical. And you
Probably.
can buy it at Michael's. They're a little bit higher. I mean, you probably can get it on the web cheaper.
Yeah, I think I paid $15 for this or something like that. But
Yeah, I think they're about $45 or so, you know, at Michael's.
wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a big difference.
Wow.
big difference, right?
eBay, everybody. It's the best
You
thing.
go through the web. I mean, Dick Blick and all of them have the stuff for half the price, you know.
What I really like is that I like mixing on an enameled surface. I don't like mixing on the plastic. I really like, so it's, your preference, whatever you like. Okay, all right. Now, let's talk about perspective. I love perspective. And you all know why. It's because when I first started my journey to become an architect, I was in art school, and I took courses in, where I want to be, hold on. I took courses anyways in rendering. And so they actually taught you how to do perspective because there weren't computers back then in the dark ages. And so you had to learn how to do perspective. I don't know if they still teach perspective, but it's really a valuable thing to learn. So today we want to talk about all the different kinds of perspective. Let me put this down here, and I actually have a cheat sheet. And perspective is really, the thing about perspective is every perspective starts with a horizon line. Horizon line is really important. And when you're doing buildings, a lot of times you can't even see the horizon line, but you have to really think about it and put it out there anyways and start. So if you're doing a 1-point perspective, and I'm going to do a couple here, okay? Let me do. Can you see all this? Okay. But when you're doing a perspective, you're going to put your horizon line. Your horizon line is also called your line of sight. Your line of sight, right where your eye is. So when you're looking out, if you can't find a horizon, like the best example of a horizon line is when you go to the beach and where the sky meets the water, there's your horizon line. So if you get a picture of that, you understand what I'm saying. But when you're in a city, you can't see that horizon line. So if you take your pen and you look out across that, you can see where you want your horizon line to be. So if I was to make my horizon line in the middle of my page, it's going to go something like this. And I'm not going to draw all this because it's going to take too long. Can you get closer on this? Are you right on this then? If you take your horizon line and put it across the center of a drawing, I did this for a different perspective thing that I had. You can see where all the lines go to the center there. And I'm probably going to draw something for you. In fact, let me draw something for you. I'm nervous, can't you tell? Okay. On your horizon line, you're going to put a vanishing point. That's the point where everything comes together, and it's your farthest point where everything goes to. So when you're doing a one-point perspective, all horizontals are totally horizontal, and all verticals are totally vertical. So if I'm building a building, like right here, so here's a building, let's do it like this, okay? So here's a building that I have, and I'm gonna put the doorway here and put some windows across here. It's not very good, right? Anyways. Put some windows across here. Now I would like to make this, if you're out sketching, you don't wanna draw lines. So if you do a couple of dots that go right to the corner and go to your vanishing point, now draw the side of the building. And now we have a three-dimensional building. So just think of it that way. So the next building that's on the same vanishing point is going to be taller and thinner. So that one is going to be up here, and you're going to go from the center of that vanishing point to the top of that building and dotting it again and go like this. On a perspective, the end is always horizontal and the verticals are always totally vertical. You know what I mean, right? As you can get. So there's the second building. So you start to see we have two buildings and they both have volume to them. Now I think I'll put another little building over here, and that's going to be the end of my buildings. Now I would like this building to be a short building, so we'll go like this. And actually this building has a little top on it. So let's go like this, okay. All right, so now we know we've got, now the tops of the doors on these buildings also have to be in perspective. So if I put a door in the front of all these buildings, which would be highly unusual, that's what that would look like. So you go from the vanishing point and out to your point, and that's how you get your volume.
Lower your paper a little bit. I can't see the top.
Sorry about that. So you see what I'm saying? So if we wanted to put a sidewalk on here, we would do the same thing. We would come out here, and then I'm going to probably go around the corner, and there's the sidewalk. Let's put some volume on it. So now there's your sidewalk. I guess there needs to be another really big building here to end this, all right? So another big building. And this building is going to go off the page. And I'm just going to go like that. So You see what is happening there? You all understand that? Okay. Now, if you want to do it on this side, it's the same thing. This side, let's see. One thing I have to caution you, when you are doing buildings, not everything is always to the same vanishing point. A lot of times there's 2 or 3 different vanishing points, especially if you're in like a farmyard or something and you do a barn and a house. They're definitely not going to be on the same vanishing point. And when I did a Big Debbie, look at your cat.
She likes to join me.
When I did that drawing in St. Augustine, I used 3 vanishing points because it was an old road and none of the buildings were quite straight, you know. It's amazing how an old place is. Anyways, if you come out here, and I'm going to kind of go a little faster, and I'm doing my sidewalk first, and then I'm going to do another building over here. This one's going to be a short building. So you can see this one actually is below the horizon. So it actually, you're going to actually see the top of that building because it's below the horizon. So do you see that? And the next building next to it is going to be above the horizon. So I know this can be boring for you all, but so that's, if you have the vanishing point, I mean the horizon line in the center of your paper, which is kind of unusual. A lot of time your horizon line is lower on the page. So if your horizon line is lower on the page and we do the same thing, okay? So if we do the same thing, you see, okay? So again, so you see the difference in having your horizon line there. Now you think this would look odd, but look at it, doesn't look odd at all, does it? That looks right. And then the next building was a little short building. I'm really close here, so anyway, so you get the idea. Now we're going to put our doors. And let's do a, so you can see the difference in how it looks when when the horizon line is in the middle, when the horizon line is low. Now, if you're up on a building and looking down, like you see a lot of the urban sketchers in Europe, they're on a balcony and they're drawing the beautiful city below them. Well, their horizon line is high. So their horizon line is high. So when they draw, and they have a building like down here, like this one was, now theirs, if you're doing that, you're going to see the top of the building. The next building is just a little bigger.
Lisa, can you move your paper up a little, please? There
Sorry.
you go. Thanks.
So you
Great,
see what's
thanks.
going on there? So just remember your horizon line really affects how your buildings look. And if you look at these on this one, these I really worked hard on getting them just right. So this one is the horizon line in the center. This one is the same city block with a horizon line high. So you're looking down like you're on a balcony looking down at the city. And this is one where you're sitting in a chair drawing the landscape. So you got any questions? I don't want to bore you. Okay, now
That was good, Lisa.
that's 1 point perspective. And I'll tell you, a lot of times that's all you need is 1 point perspective. But if you want to get fancy, you can do 2 point perspective. The 2 point perspective works the same way. I'm only going to do one, all right? Because you get the idea. I'm going to do the horizon line just a little bit low. And I have this really cool picture I took at, what was that place we went to last week, 2 weeks ago?
The agricultural
Yes,
museum.
yes, the Agricultural Museum. So you can see this is a 2 point perspective. And how you tell that is that you can see, and it's really cool because this is a clapboard house. So you can see all the lines going out. So if you were to take one of the clapboards and you went out with it, and you went this way with the clapboard, now you'd see that am I looking right? Your vanishing point or your horizon line is going to be probably halfway in the middle of this, all the way across. Anyways, and this one is going to be way the heck out there. But if you have an idea where it is, then you can just kind of like dot it in your picture. And later on, it can become atmospheric dots. You know, no, you'll never see that from a galloping horse. Anyways, just get an idea where that horizon line is. You know that horizon line is quite far out there on both sides of this. And then it goes right across the center of this. And so when you want to draw this, and get this right, you're going to like project all your things out to the vanishing points that are on either side. See, am I explaining myself well with this? Probably not. Let's
No, you did.
Yeah, good, yeah.
okay, let's do an easy one, all right? So if you have a vanishing point here and a vanishing point here, okay? And this is your horizon line. Your verticals are still going to be totally vertical. And we're going to do an end of a building here. So we're going to go to this vanishing point here and this vanishing point here, like I'm dotting it because we are urban sketching and we don't want all those lines on our page. Okay, so just figure how long your building is going to be. And there you go. Let's say that this building is this long. So now you see, there's a building. Now, if you want to see where your peak of this building is, you can go up to the center here. All right. And this is always hard because a lot of us never get this right. If you take this and go all the way down, you can see, or now you've got it. Your roof line is not all wonky and weird. It's in perspective. It's the top up there. Okay. You're probably not going to see much of anything on the end of this, wherever that ends. If you're confused about where it ends here, you can do this. You can take a dotted line and go all the way to there, and then another dotted line and go all the way to here. Okay. So now we know that the footprint of this, I'm sorry, I'm going to draw it for you, is like this. So the back of this building is here. Let's go like this. Okay. Back of this building is here, okay? So the center of the building is there. So this is the point, that's the end of your eave, okay? So your eave is actually right here, and then it angles off to go to the end. Yes, no? Have I lost you?
No, that made it.
No, that's, yeah. Lisa, is there any way, like, say you wanted to add a porch? I know you've already got some lines in there.
Mhm.
Is that
Okay.
something you could,
We
like a
can add
porch with a
absolutely.
staircase? I mean, a couple of stairs?
Sure. So
I
if
mean,
you
I don't know
want
if I'm asking too much.
to, no, if you want to add a porch, okay. So here we're going here. And your porch is going to go across here. Is that right? Yeah. And then again, it's going to come out from there. So here's the base of your porch. Okay. So it comes from here. I know that can be really hard. And we'll say we have a roof line that comes out over it, or it's just a, maybe it's just, let's do this. Okay, so your porch is standing like this. And, okay, so here's the deck of your porch. Let's see if I can get this right. Okay, so there's the deck of your porch.
Hmm.
Can you see that?
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
good. Mhm.
So now if you want stairs on your porch, it's going to be the same thing. But get an idea, if your stairs are like this, you're going to be projecting them. But you know, don't forget, we're observing nature here. And these vanishing points are to help you so that when your drawing starts to go off, you can get a reference and get it back on track. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So we're actually looking at this and we are just watching it and making it happen, you know, rather than doing all the drawing. If these are off, then you're just going to say, okay, let's see, how far off is that? So this and then this. I know this is not a really easy drawing to see, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Whoops, that's way off, right? That's way off because that has to go like this. Of course, you could do this in pencil too and erase your way through it and it would be just how you want it, right?
Right.
Lisa, how would you make the overhang of the eave on the left-hand side?
Over here?
Yes, to how it hangs out over the wall.
Right. And I didn't even allow for that, but I certainly can.
So just extend that.
Yes. And then the edge is going to go like that.
Okay, okay.
All right.
Thank you. I think I have that.
Yeah. All right.
That's okay. That was simple enough. I don't know why I couldn't see it.
That's all right. You know, practice this. And there's a really great book. It's an urban sketcher handbook for Understanding Perspective. Can you see this? If you get this book, it has some really great instruction in it. It tells you the basics. Did any of you happen to see that wonderful painting that Chris did of the, Savannah, which building was that in Savannah, Chris?
That was the old city hall.
That was gorgeous.
Yes, it was awesome.
Well, did you notice that's what's called an elevation. So you're basically taking the front of the building and really rendering it and adding a little bit of perspective to it. You're not really using any vanishing points or anything. If you need to, if you're off on how things overhang and whatever, you could always do that. But do you have that picture? There it is. Now take a look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, the beautiful thing about urban sketching, you're just looking right down the street, you know, and you just make a little impression of some automobiles, but the building, obviously, that's my focal point. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I mean, this was a combination of urban sketching and the plein air group.
Wow. Wow.
It's fun.
Beautiful.
Lisa, tell us more about that book. Who's it
Urban
by?
Sketching Handbook, Understanding Perspective.
Who's it by?
Stephanie Bauer.
Hmm.
And it's great.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Is that Bauer, B-O-W-E-R?
Yes, Bauer. You know, so it has really great examples in it, and it explains everything really great. So, you know, even though I've talked to you about it, like look at this little detail down here. This is a 2-point perspective. So he's showing you exactly how he put that together and made sure that it wasn't, I'm going to say wonky, because you know how some of our buildings get wonky because the horizon line is off and the vanishing points are off. Just remember, your vanishing points are always on your horizon line. Okay, and there's something else I want to show you that could be really fun for you. All right. You ever notice that when you're doing people in perspective, if you were to draw a horizon line, which this is our horizon line right here, okay, all the people's heads are right at the horizon line, and that puts the people in perspective. Now, I wanted to show you how off it can be. Now, I made a bunch of people that I added here. They're kind of weird. I'm not really great at people. And so I have a bunch of people I added. So you can see how you can really fill up a whole. Can you see this, guys? Okay. So say that you're trying to fill up a whole thing. Now you've got it. The only thing I like to do is I like to put a shadow on all the people. Now, here's something. If these are off, look at how odd this looks. If you don't have them so that their heads are all on the horizon line, can you see how it just doesn't work at all?
It's a really hilly beach.
Anyways, so
That's excellent, Lisa. I really like that. That's great, because that's a great illustration. I understand the concept, but you're doing this has made it much more clear. So thank you. That's a great
see how it
way
just
to do it.
doesn't work if they're like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, love that.
I have to agree with her. That was a very good illustration.
Good, good.
Yeah, very effective. Thank you.
You know, Lisa, one of the ways, and I was in the master program when I did this, we learned perspective with people. We actually took toy soldiers or toy figures and kept on drawing them. And that actually works very well. In fact, if you want to draw animals, or there's a whole bunch of things, use toys, because especially toy soldiers, they actually have pretty good replicas and they're cheap. I mean, you can buy them in the dollar store.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so and my teacher would have loved what you just did right now, where
Right.
you cut it out like a doll and then
Yeah.
pasted it in like this.
Uh-huh.
You know,
It really shows that it doesn't work if you don't get those heads all on the horizon line. You can also do it by getting all the waistlines at the horizon line. Believe it or not, it works the same way. If you get all the waistlines, and I can't do it on this one, but if you get all the waistlines at the horizon line, that works. And a lot of times, if you're looking down, it's hard to get the eyes at the horizon line. But if you get the waistline, it works just as good. I have been doing some James Richards, his videos on Skillshare. You guys ever been on Skillshare?
Never heard of it.
It's really wonderful. Is it Skillshare? Yeah, it's Skillshare. Hold on. Let me get past these drawing. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'll find it.
While you're flipping, what do you do if you have a painting or a photo and you've got half of the people are walking or standing and then half are sitting? How do you know?
Okay, if the people are sitting, think of it this way. The horizon line where the eye level is about at 5 feet. When a person's sitting, their head is about at 3 feet. So think of what about 3 feet and put another line.
Okay.
And with Jim Richards, this is what James Richards, this is one of the drawings I did with him. And he just draws a line across. And once you put the watercolor on there, you don't even see the darn line. So when you're drawing a bunch of people in any situation, we're going to see them at the zoo, draw your line across and get your people in there. And, you know, there's a lot of ways to get people in. He has a funny way of doing it, but, you know, I was practicing doing people, and we did practice doing people. Then the other day, I took another class with him and he showed how to do cars. And he's so awesome, you know. I mean, he made it, I'm looking at the time, I don't want to keep it too long. He said that when you do a car, you take the grill and you make a square, okay? Then do another line for the bottom and another line for the hood. And then draw in, and then the top, you're going to do 2 lines, okay? Now, you're going to put your lights in there, however you want to put them. So say there's 2 lights like this, and then your grill is like that. Now let's put a couple of tires in, okay? And there's a person sitting there. There you go. There's a car. So he made it so much easier to do a car. It was like, and then he says, just make them softer at the top. And Jeeps always have 7 pieces of grill across them, he said. And then with a big truck, you just draw that again and then draw a big box and you do an angle on the side. This is a bus. If you get a chance with Skillshare and you can take his classes, he's fabulous. He also showed me, oh, here's another one I took with him. This is the one with people. So I did a bunch of people in there's a bunch of houses there and it's a marketplace. And then here's one I did. It was out in the desert, you know, whatever. And then he had another one where you're in Italy. This one didn't come out as good, but I want to show you what he showed for trees. This was so cool. You know, some of you had trouble doing trees. You get a chance to take his class in trees. Oh my God, he makes it so much easier. It's so less complicated. I feel like a professional. But please, I hate, you know, touting somebody, but he is just so easy to listen to. He has you draw right along with him, and you learn so much from him. He's just fabulous.
What was his name again?
James Richards, and he's on Skillshare. I joined for a year on Skillshare. There's all kinds of classes with Skillshare. I think it was $69.99, or you can take the classes separately, but it's a lot cheaper if you join for a year. What do you got?
This is his book as well. It's Freehand Drawing and Discovery. This is, he wrote this book a couple of years ago. It's awesome. And he'll walk you through it as well. He'll walk, you know, Jim's a friend of mine. I'm going to coerce him into coming up and giving a workshop to us at some point. But if you have an opportunity as well and like books, this is another really good urban sketcher manual.
I'm hugging mine right now.
You like it too, huh?
Well, I had the chance, I might have mentioned this once before, but I had the chance to take a workshop in Savannah with James Richards, probably in about 2015, around there. And boy, if you're going to tout anybody other than Chris Flagg, James Richards is the one to tout for sure. He's fabulous. I mean, he's at the top of the urban sketching world. So you can see my book is here. It's full of notes and dog-eared pages and all kinds of writing and highlighting and everything else. And yeah, this is my Bible. And I also love that you showed Stephanie Bauer's book. I have her book also. I got it at Christmas time. And I had found her, and I feel like James Richards also, they were on that, do you remember that used to be Craftsy and Blueprint?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, right, kind of like, I guess Skillshare must be. That's where I first discovered Stephanie. So I have her book also, the perspective one, and there's another one, I've forgotten, I've got two of her books. But they're really great and simple and easy technique to understand. So you're definitely on the right people to pedestal for sure.
It's amazing to me how easy he makes it, how easy he explains it. And if you follow along with him, it's like you feel like you know what you're doing. It's amazing, you know. And he explains it like you need to practice. He says now that you've done 4 trees, you need to do 1,000 more, and then you'll get it. And it's the truth. It's the truth. Now that you've done 5 cars, do them and go places and do them. I've been trying to this week. I did a couple for you guys, and I hope that you get out and do some more cars. But anyways, anybody else? Hey, Laura.
Really wonderful. I'll put in a little plug, hopefully, if a certain person by the name of Chris Flagg ever wants to do a workshop, like put me first on the list.
Yep.
We're gonna make it happen. Jim and I go back a long way, and I appreciate that, Phyllis. You put me on the spot, but you know, Jim and I, we have a similar background. He's a landscape architect, as am I, and we went to the same university back at LSU. He was a few years behind me. I'm a little older than Jim is, but we had our own company, you know, the Urban Design Studios, and drawing was a basis of what we did. And we hooked up many years ago because we were so similar in just, but he's really made a great name for himself, as Lisa said, through the world of urban sketching. He's been to symposiums. I think he's been to 10 or 15 straight symposiums. He's always an instructor there. He's so easy to listen to and to learn from. I literally, because we're friends, I want to get him up here and we'll have a workshop. I'm always happy to you know, do the workshop, but I love listening to others as well. Because Lisa, what you've done, you know, urban sketching, the basis of urban sketching is capturing a scene, and you want to capture a particular, especially an urban scene, as quickly as you can. So learning perspective, the basics of perspective is huge, because when you look at a sketch, even if it's loose and that sort of thing, if the perspective is off, there's just something about it that's just not right. But there's ways to cover it, and that's why, you know, as landscape architects, we know how to cover mistakes. So, you know, that's you put a tree where there's a point of conflict or something. But what you've explained tonight, you've taken really a complex subject and simplified it in ways that we can capture it quickly. And a car is a box, a building is a box. People, there's very quick ways to show people, and you don't want to get bogged down in detail. You want to get the essence of the scene, get the energy. He talks about the energy of space and the energy of place, and that's what it is. And your sketches want to reflect that. Don't even take your pen off the paper. You know, you can do those contour drawings and just lines. And Lisa, you were very tentative, even your little dots perspective, just draw a line and the heck with it and fill it in, and you can color and you can use tone. And that gives all your sketches energy, and that's what's fun about it. That's what's great. But my hat's off to you, Lisa, because I'm telling you, it's an extremely difficult subject to tackle, and you always tackle it with such simplistic grace. And so we're very appreciative of that.
Thank you.
I would like to add that you did a really great job, Lisa.
Oh, thank you.
I have to teach perspective at Savannah College of Art and Design. It's the hardest thing to teach.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard to teach it because you have to use lines and rulers and all this stuff. And I have to get the students to understand it. And they either understand it or they just don't understand it. But you made it simple. So that was, you know, I'm watching thinking, this is the hardest thing I ever teach. And I need some tips. So you gave me some tips on how to make it a little bit simpler for them.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I enjoy it because I don't know, I love perspective. And I have drawn some really, really difficult perspectives, restaurant interiors and things like that had to be drawn for my architectural company, and nobody wanted to do it. The company that I work for in New Haven, nobody wanted to do all those modern chairs and different things, and they wanted them. They wanted to see what they were going to look like in the space. And I loved doing it. It didn't bother me at all, even though sometimes I would be up all night long doing a perspective drawing. And then it's amazing, you know, you're drawing this big drawing and you've got all these lines everywhere, and then you lay over it and then you hand draw the whole thing on top of what you did. And it's like, because they don't want to see all the lines, they want to see the hand drawing that you did. But you have
once you understand how it's constructed, the drawing draws itself.
Right.
Once you understand it, it's easy to draw. It's the getting to the understanding part that's hard.
Right. Right. Yes, absolutely. I wrote something down that I read someplace and I meant to tell you guys. Where is that? Oh, let's see. Oh, about capturing. With urban sketching, it's more important to capture the movement of the scene and the essence of the scene than every little detail. And I fight that all the time because of just what I was telling you about, because I've had to do so many highly detailed drawings that it was hard to just let loose like that. You know, it took me a long time after doing, when I was finally able to learn AutoCAD with the company that I work with, to be able to sketch and draw again, because I had done so many complicated drawings like that. I just,
there you are.
Tight. Anyways.
I love it.
All right.
Very good.
Okay, peoples. Anything else?
This was fun.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Very cool.
Very helpful, very.
Yeah,
Good.
thanks, Lisa.
Good,
Learned a lot. Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Lisa.
good.
Good to
Good.
see everyone.
It's nice to see
All right.
everybody. Everybody.
See you
have a
again
good
soon.
night.
Hey,
Keep
Lisa,
posting.
post that photograph you had of that old building, and maybe we'll all practice it and post
Yeah.
it for you.
Oh, that's,
Oh,
good.
that
That's a-
sounds like a fun idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, I'll post it. That's a
Yeah.
good one, right?
Yeah, but nothing
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
I tried to get the essence in just a couple of minutes, but I couldn't get, that's what
Oh, my gosh, look at you.
I'm
you
looking
can have it up there long enough.
Do that, let's see that again.
Wow.
Just a little quick,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh, isn't that wonderful?
that's
I
with a
want-
big, that's with a big pen and some of these gray tone markers, but that's the beauty of it. You look at it quick. One of the exercises, guys, is Lisa can show that picture and then have it up for maybe 30 seconds and then take it away and then we draw it.
Yeah, right.
No, that won't work with me.
It's all about observation. It's great. It's a great exercise. Lisa, that's a wonderful job. You did a great job.
Good job.
Thank
Have
you.
a-
That's good. Take care, everyone.
All right, take care. Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
See you at the zoo.
See you soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye now. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, ladies.
Bye.